Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Podcast Champion of the World, Uncensored. It's loving, baby. Yeah. So much loving. I'm right here for you.
Hey, how you doing? What? How you doing? Welcome to Uncensored. That was hurting my voice. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Uncensored Lovin', a podcast in which we give hot, passionate takes on the wrestling industry as we are objective and we spread positivity to the wrestling community. My name is Terrence, for those of you that do not know who I am, but I love it when you call me Big Papa. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Go ahead and say Big Papa. Type Big Papa down in the comments for me, please. I'll wait. Without further ado, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw was last night. It was the night after Backlash, and other than one match on the card, Backlash was pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. Everything was all predictable, but it was predictable in a bad way. No good match. But that was Sunday. Let's talk about last night. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. But before we talk about Monday Night Raw, make sure you make sweet, passionate love to that like button. And I want you to impregnate that subscribe button with your heart and your soul. Comment down below things that you might want to hear me talk about in the future. For the 5 people that are going to see this, thank you for watching. And for the 5 people that might see sometime in the future, thank you for watching. Steady improvements, I hope. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. Monday Night Raw opened up with Kurt Angle, and he's talking about how they do so much for the fans, and they love to do it, and everything they do is for the fans, which is kind of funny, because I thought it was just a mere coincidence that he said they do everything for the fans, and they love the fans. But Backlash was just a shitty show, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there, neither here nor there. So he's talking about how they do all this crap and they love the fans, right? They love the fans. And tonight, two, count them, 2 Money in the Bank qualifying matches. But not only are they Money in the Bank qualifying matches, they're going to be triple threat matches. And I'm like, ooh. For the females, because they have Money in the Bank, it's going to be a ladder match for the men. There's going to be a ladder match for the women. Don't forget, all the pay-per-views are co-branded now. So it's going to be some women and men from Monday Night Raw. It's going to be some women and men from SmackDown Live. But tonight, on Monday Night Raw, triple threat match for the women, going to be Ruby Riott, Ember Moon, and Sasha Banks. And in my head, when he said those 3 names, I'm like, who the hell You can't have a clean pin. Like none of these individuals can lose clean. I think because I believe Ruby Riot, if I can say her name right, I believe Ruby Riot is climbing her way up that ladder of we need to protect her. We need to protect her at all costs. At all costs, sir. We need to protect Ruby Riot. Right? Right? Ember Moon, obviously, she needs to be protected. They got big plans with her. And Sasha Banks, I don't know. Sasha Banks, she loses clean sometimes, and then the other night she wins clean. And then sometimes it's a shady lose. It's like picking the best female on the roster in terms of in-ring work, other than Becky Lynch, I might add, is Sasha Banks. And they do her dirty sometimes, but that's neither here nor there. So it's gonna be Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks versus Ember Moon in the first qualifying match for the women, right? For the men, the main event, Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns. I'll talk about Roman Reigns later. But before Kurt can finish his whole entire statement, Braun Strowman decides to come out. And for some reason, they decided to have Braun Strowman talk about himself as a child. And how kids in the neighborhood decided to make a treehouse. But nobody asked him to join in. Nobody wanted him to help. Nobody wanted to be his friend, right? And he didn't beat them up. He didn't power slam them. He didn't shoulder tackle them to death. Oh. No, what he did was he waited till they built the whole treehouse, right? He waited till they was all inside that treehouse, right? And he didn't just knock the treehouse down. He knocked the whole damn tree down. And I'm like, Braun, really? As a kid, you knocked down the whole tree. Really? It's understandable. You can knock down the tree house. You know, like get a hammer, take out one nail, and the whole thing goes boom. Because these are little kids, remember? These are little kids that built the tree. This isn't adults that built the tree house. These are little kids. Little kids don't know engineer like that. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't architectures like that. You know what I'm talking about? So they probably got boards how to place, nails not nailed to the tree right. The tree probably is a rotten tree, so it's crumbling already. You probably knocked the tree down easily because the tree was already dead. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that's neither here nor there. And then Kevin Owens comes out and he's talking about, oh well, I forgot to mention that Braun. The whole reason for Braun coming out was, I'm a most remote man and I deserve to be in a qualifying match. And we were all like, you right. You right. And then Kevin Owens comes in, he's like, you don't deserve a damn thing. I deserve everything. I'm the MVP of this show. And then Braun was like, yo, shut up, I'm gonna kick your ass. And then KO, being the great cowardly heel that he is, he was like, no. Kurt, you're gonna put me in that Money in the Bank match. If not, Stephanie, don't forget, Stephanie McMahon is your boss, and she's watching, and she's the reason why I'm here, because she knows great talent, and you don't. I like all that good stuff. So then, he also mentions that that the match at Backlash should have been reversed. Like the result should have been reversed. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they lost to Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. And but during that whole kerfuffle, that the whole rules of legal man were thrown out the window when it pertained to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So Kevin Owens was like, you pinned the wrong guy. You pinned me, but I was not the legal man. So that result should be reversed, and I should be declared the winner me and Sammy should be declared the winner. And then, long story short, Kurt Angle decided to make Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens the first match of the night for it's a qualified match to get into Money in the Bank. That was the first match of the night, and I gotta admit, pretty good way to start to open up the show. It was a pretty good match, if I gotta say so myself. Kevin Owens is really good at selling. For the last month, Braun Strowman has done that running shoulder block, shoulder tackle on the outside of the mat, and Kevin Owens is just like every single time Kevin Owens just flings himself into the barricade, damn near into the crowd. Kevin Owens is really good at selling. But to start off the match, we had a weird sequence. I don't know if it was a botch or if it was meant to happen. But Kevin Owens has Braun Strowman in the turnbuckle, and he's punching him and beating him up. And then Braun Strowman pushes Kevin Owens back. And Kevin Owens he stumbles back, but he kind of throws his elbow at the same time, and he hits the ref. It's whoever the black ref is. He hits him, and I don't know if it was if that was supposed to happen, if he was supposed to hit him. I don't think he was, because then the ref took a minute to get up off his knees. He did the whole thing with I just got rocked a little bit, and I'm trying to find my way. So let me find something to hold on to. And he finally came to his senses, and he finished the match as the referee. But I was confused. Was he supposed to hit the ref? Because Kevin Owens, he cocked back the elbow, and he hit the ref. So I was was he supposed to hit the ref? Or was the ref just in bad position? Or did Kevin Owens stumble into the bad position? Whatever. And then at one point, Kevin Owens was on the corner in the barricade on the outside, and Braun Strowman was getting ready to do the shoulder tackle. And Kevin Owens hit to it. Kevin Owens is hip. He's hip. He knows what's going on. Kevin Owens jumps over the barricade just as Braun Strowman gets there, but Braun Strowman is able to grab his neck and pull it back over. But Kevin Owens steps up on the barricade, and he does a tornado DDT on the outside. I thought it was a pretty cool sequence, because for weeks now, Braun Strowman has done the running shoulder tackle on the outside. And he's done it only to Kevin Owens. And he's not Kevin Owens silly every damn time. But this time, Kevin Owens was hit to it. And he did a tornado DDT on the outside. And the whole story of the match was Kevin Owens just wants the easy win. So he's doing everything to knock Braun Strowman out on the outside so he can get a count out victory. Because he knows it's gonna take a whole lot to get rid of Braun Strowman. So he's just trying to any small thing that he can do on the outside to knock Braun Strowman out for 10 seconds. For 10 seconds, that's all he needs. He just wants the easy victory. He wants the easy count out so he can go on by his way and go to Money in the Bank in a few weeks. But the finish of the match was kind of excuse me. The finish of the match involved Kevin Owens super kicked Braun Strowman about 50 times in the match. But the finish was Kevin Owens tried to do the pop-up powerbomb, and then Braun Strowman just pushed him away. Really? Really? And this led to the shoulder block, the shoulder tackles on the outside of the ring. He had two on the right side of the ring, and then he had one on the farther side of the ring where Kevin Owens did a fucking backflip. Pretty amazing. Braun Strowman won with the power slam. Braun Strowman is the first man in the Money in the Bank match. I believe so. Yeah. That was a qualifying match, was it? That was last night, but you know, a lot of things went through my mind, baby. Following this, following the Kevin and Braun match, we had a Roman Reigns interview backstage with Mike Rome. And his new name is not the dog. It's not the big dog, not the guy. His new name is the uncrowned Universal Champion. And this whole interview was Braun Strowman acting like a spoiled bitch. Acting like a sore fucking loser. I thought it was the dumbest promo. In all honesty, I thought it was a dumb promo because what is there for you to say? Like, you've lost to Brock Lesnar since he came back. He's been back in the WWE for like 5 years now. And every match you had against him, not only have you lost, you didn't got your ass beat. Yeah, you got a spear here. You got a spear in here and there, right? You got a spear, you got a Superman punch. But he done German suplex you. He done gave you about 10,000 F5s. He done cut you open. He done put you through tables. You have no argument, Roman Reigns. And he want to keep talking about management is keeping him down, backstage politics. No, bruh. There ain't no backstage politics. You lose every time you face Brock Lesnar. If you would stop losing Brock Lesnar, maybe you be Universal Champion. I don't know. Maybe. Just maybe. Just maybe. But this isn't me getting mad at Roman Reigns, per se. This is me getting mad at Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, listen close, bruh. Stop doing what you're doing. This whole Roman Reigns against the world shit, I know you turned Roger Strong heel, so he can't do the Roddy versus the world thing anymore. But you trying to give Roman Reigns that moniker? No, we ain't having it. You cannot do Roman against the world when we all know there's no Roman against the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's your fault people don't like Roman Reigns. I personally like Roman Reigns. I just find it hard to just root for him. Like, not root for him, but just full on cheer. Like, there are people, like, there's these stands accounts that they don't give a damn about anything that's negative against Roman Reigns, they want to kill people for. I'm not one of them people. I'm one of them people that I know this is all Vince McMahon's fault. Well, it's nothing that we can do about it. And there's nothing that Roman can do about it. All Roman can do is, yes, sir. Yes, boss. Yes, sir. I understand. Yes, sir. That's all he can do. But this whole promo, him talking about basically saying him against the world shit mentality is like, really? Really? Shut up. You big baby sore loser. Shut up. Whoever gave you that promo, Vince, shut up. Shut up. After this, we had a sequence of iPhone video promos with Bayley and Breezango just talking about Money in the Bank. They want to be in Money in the Bank. They're going to win Money in the Bank. Yada, yada, yada. After this, we had a backstage segment with Goldust and Kurt, and Goldust simply wants a qualifying match. She's like, this is his time. This is something that he's dreamed of all his life. This is meant for him. And then Jinder Mahal comes in. He's like, how does Roman Reigns Got a Money in the Bank qualifying match, and he's done nothing but lose, lose, lose. And then Kurt was like, Jinder, ever since you came to Monday Night Raw, you've done nothing but lose, lose, lose. So if you want a qualifying match, maybe I'll think about putting you in one. If you impress me tonight with a rematch against Chad Gable. Remember, Chad Gable beat Jinder Mahal last week with like a cheeky little roll up, right? And Jinder was like, okay. So following this backstage segment, we had a No Way Jose, a 6-man tag team match between No Way Jose, Titus Worldwide, or Titus World Slide, and Baron Corbin and the Revival. And the first thing that popped through my head, because it's like they came back from commercial, and Baron Corbin, he was doing his entrance, and then they showed in the ring the Revival. And in my head, I was like, rest in peace to the Revival. Holy shit. They went from being the best damn tag team in NXT, being called up on the Raw after WrestleMania 30, was it 33? Yeah, WrestleMania 33. They got called up. Big pop, right? Injuries have set them back. It's like one person Dash Wilder got hurt first. He broke his jaw. Came back, like he broke his jaw like almost immediately after getting called up. Broke his jaw. That sidelined him, so therefore it took the Revival off TV. So just when people are supposed to find out who they are, they're going to get pushed to the moon. Injury set them back. He comes back, Scott Dawson tears his bicep. So they were out the entire year. Essentially, they were out the entire year. So a year of them, their first year on the main roster was them being on the shelf with no momentum to get them through. And now they're in a feud for some reason with Baron Corbin, No Way Jose, and Titus Worldwide. So this whole match started with Corbin and the Revival taking apart Apollo Crews, because Apollo Crews is the guy that always getting beat up. No Way Jose did the hot tag, and he got some offense in. Baron Corbin in the days to No Way Jose. Corbin and the Revival win. Listen, Raw's tag team division is garbage right now. The least you can do is have Hardy and Wyatt versus the Revival. The least you can do. Or rekindle the NXT feud with Authors of Pain and the Revival. But following this 6-man tag match, we had the first triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying match for the women. It was Ember Moon versus Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks. And I gotta say, this was a good match. And let me say this right here. I don't care what nobody say. I think Ruby Riott is attractive. I think she's pretty. I got a thing for tattoos. And she got a whole bunch of them things. But if you ever see, go and look at Up, Down, Down. Like one of the, I think it's like the newest video. Up, Down, Down, Xavier Woods, Ruby Riott, they play some Ninja Turtles. Some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Tell me she ain't pretty. Tell me she ain't pretty. Now she do this whole thing where she got like 2 shades of eyeshadow and shit. So like, she have red on the insides, like red right here, but then she have like black on the outside. That kind of confuses me because sometimes she'll look in the camera or something and she look cross-eyed sometimes. But that's just because it's two different things, so it's like confuses my eyeballs. But go look at up, down, down. Tell me she ain't pretty, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you say she ugly, you wrong. But going back to the match, Ruby Riott is really good. See, here's the thing: everything that they doing with Ruby Riott on Monday Night Raw, they could have did with Ruby Riott on SmackDown Live. Everything that they're doing with Ruby Riott, I can't say it. Everything that they're doing with Ruby Riott on Monday Night Raw is everything that they could have done on SmackDown Live. Now, the problem is, SmackDown Live doesn't have Sasha Banks. SmackDown Live doesn't have Ember Moon. In other words, SmackDown Live doesn't have really, 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 really good wrestlers. SmackDown Live has Becky Lynch, or at the time, SmackDown Live had Becky Lynch. SmackDown Live had Charlotte. And they ran through their matches over and over and over again. But I digress. So, coming over to Monday Night Raw, it's pretty obvious. They done put Ruby Riott in high-profile situations since the moment she got there, right? Last week, her match against Sasha Banks was really good. This week, triple threat match against Sasha Banks and Ember Moon was really good. And let's also mention this. Ember Moon, Sasha Banks. They both black. They both really good at wrestling. As a black man, I'm proud to say that. Proud to see it. I'm proud to know it. But I digress. This whole match was Ruby Riott in the ring with Ember Moon, or in the ring with Sasha Banks as one-on-one portions of the match, and she's just dominating the whole damn match. At one point, she does a DDT slash it's like a complete shot type of combo. I think that's the name of the move, complete shot. Maybe, I don't know. It was a variation of it, but like she like DDT. She has Sasha in the DDT, and she has Ember Moon in like the complete shot thing majigger, and then she like boo, and they both sell it really well, really really well. And then this leads to, at one point, Sasha does her thingamajigger, like she's going at Ember Moon. Ember Moon is in the turnbuckle. She's in the corner. Sasha's running at her, but then Ember Moon does the whole lift you up over the ropes thing. So Sasha, instead of going back at Ember, Sasha decides to flip over the turnbuckle, like over the turnbuckle, you know what I'm talking about, onto the Riott Squad. In terms of Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, who I don't really care about. And then, almost in the same breath, Ember Moon does a suicide dive to Ruby Riott. And then was it Ember? Yeah. No, it was Ruby. Like, Ember does a suicide dive, but Ruby, it looks like Ruby's head bounces like square off the barricade. I don't know if it was just her hair, or if her head hit the mat, or if it hit the barricade, but something like it whiplashed. And I was kind of scared, but she didn't show no signs of being hurt or nothing. So I was like, okay, she good. My baby good. And it was at this part of the show, them doing dives and shit, that somebody in the stands decides to propose to their husband or to their boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever. Somebody decides to do that. At the same time in which these women are diving over shit and diving through shit, putting their bodies on the line. And people in the front row on the hard cam. Like, people all in the hard cam area are standing up and turning around. Like, they're turned completely 360. So you can't even see their faces no more. They all standing up and looking behind them in the stands. As the match, not only as the match is going on, but as a pretty high spot portion of the match is taking place. And in my head, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Because this whole time, the fans aren't doing anything except for cheering. They're not cheering for the match. They cheering for the people in the stands. And I'm just like, people, if you going to if you know you're gonna propose at a WWE taping, obviously that was planned. You don't just have a ring in your pocket and decide to propose to somebody while people are in the middle of a ring wrestling. You don't do that. Somebody did that. I think it was like right before WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw, because it was during the Paul Heyman segment. But if you're gonna propose at a WWE taping, this ain't no live event. If it's a live event, okay, maybe you can get away with it there. But this is at a taping. This is on live TV. If you're gonna do it when there aren't people wrestling in the ring. Show them some respect. If you're gonna do it when it's a commercial break. Like when somebody come out and don't nobody else come out for like 3 minutes, but they not in the ring talking, they just in the ring and they music playing. Do it then. Or do it during a video package. There were plenty of video packages tonight that you could have did it towards. But don't do it during the middle of a match. Show them some respect. Because you doing it during the middle of a match had everybody on the hard cam out of their seats, turned around. So their backs were on camera. There's a period. Ruby Riott has Sasha Banks on the top turnbuckle. She goes to her Hurricanrana, right? But Sasha like counters it and rolls it into a pinning situation. But the Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, they come in and they break up that whole situation. They start beating up Sasha on the outside. Bayley tries to make a save, but she gets her ass beat like that. Sasha ends up saving her ass. Sasha goes back in the ring and she's got the bank statement on Ruby Riott. Ruby kind of counters it, and she ends up getting to a standing position, but Sasha is still behind us, trying to go for the bank statement again. And out of nowhere, Ember Moon does her eclipse to Ruby Riott, which ends up kind of giving it to Sasha Banks because Sasha Banks was behind it, right? So technically, she got a twofer. She killed two birds with one eclipse. You know what I'm talking about? 1, 2, 3. Ember Moon pins Ruby Riott. Ember Moon is the first woman in the Money in the Bank match, in the women's Money in the Bank match at Money in the Bank. Pretty good match. Don't propose to people during the middle of a match. Don't. Especially when the match is really good. If this was at Backlash during any one of the matches other than Seth versus Miz, I got you. If you want to do it during Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns, I especially got you. But anything else on that card, but any other circumstance when the match is really good, don't do it. Stop. Think twice. Okay? After Sasha versus Sasha versus Ember versus Riott. I got Becky Lynch in my mind because she's so fine. Ooh, that was so good that it rhymed. Ooh, right on time, baby, right on time. I'm on the line like a title shot. After this, we had an Ember Moon interview right backstage, and I will admit, I've never been. You can ask anybody that has ever seen my tweets or I've interacted with. Okay, I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of Ember Moon's mic work, simply because she's always sounded like she's like it was her practicing in the mirror. Like she's like her promos and mic work have always sounded like when you're in the mirror practicing. That's why Baron Corbin sucks, because his just sounds so fake. Like his comes off so fake, like he's practicing in the mirror. That's why I've never really rocked with Ember Moon 110%, because I can't get behind the mic work. But this was a good promo about her. She's just talking about basically she said the same thing that Oscar always says, like nobody's ready for Oscar. Like I'm gonna eclipse the moon and all that shit, something like that, and I'm gonna grab the Money in the Bank briefcase. Basically, she says I'm gonna win Money in the Bank. Basically, but it was a good promo. Go and look at it if you want to look at it. It was. I don't really rock with her mic work, but I like this. So I'm showing improvement. I hope you all can show improvement too. Be objective. Don't be so one-sided, so closed-minded. Negative. After the Ember Moon promo, we had a Bobby Lashley exclusive promo that started off with a video package that kind of gave his military and wrestling, like his amateur wrestling, collegiate wrestling, into his army life, into his army wrestling, into him finally getting to WWE and returning. And then it led into a sit down interview with Renee Young. And I have to say personally, I don't want to say this because I don't want to offend Bobby Lashley and his family. But this felt 75, 80, 85, 90% scripted. Like, it just felt so weird. I don't know if it was meant to come off that way. I know it was meant to come off as genuine. But it just felt so weird. Like, it felt like, because like it was obvious, like where they would edit and cut it and piece it together, because some stuff like just didn't flow with each other. But it was like I couldn't really vibe with it. I understood what they were trying to do. They brought him back and they didn't put him, like, they brought him back, but they didn't give him any story. They just brought him back and they kept putting him in tag team matches with Braun Strowman. But they always had Bobby Lashley get his ass kicked so Braun Strowman can get the hot tag. And then he can't do the Dominator or the Power Slam. Well, he can't do the Power Slam. Power Slam used to be his finishing move, but Braun Strowman, that's his finishing move. He does an excellent spear where he's like spears them, and on the point of contact, he like flips and rolls with it, which makes it look even cooler and makes it look like he's got that much power, got that much more power behind it, right? But Roman Reigns has the spear, and so he's up with the vertical, aka vertigo suplex, and that's not a real finisher to me because you can't do it to everybody. Does that make sense? Like, if you look at the greatest Royal Rumble, you will see he tried to do that vertical suplex to Big Cass. And he damn near broke Big Cass's neck because he couldn't even get him up. He could barely get him up, barely. So he can only do that to smaller superstars. So at some point, he has to come out with that spear. When he turns heel, hopefully, I'll get into that a little bit later. But like I said, this exclusive sit down interview with Renee Young, it felt like it was just scripted. Like, okay, you had 3 sisters. So, can you possibly make up some 3 stories about your sisters or something like that sounds real? They might have been real. They might have been 100% real. But it just didn't feel like a 100% real interview. Like I want you to sit down with Renee Young and just tell me about your family. Now, one thing that I thought was cool was that he mentioned that he's all about family. He's all about family. Which made me think, what's an easy way to get somebody to turn heel? Make it about my family. I don't give a damn about you. I don't give a damn about the people in the back. I don't give a damn about the WWE universe. I don't give a damn about anything. I do this for my family. You are in the way. You, Braun Strowman, you, Brock Lesnar, whoever, Roman Reigns, you are in the way of me providing for my family. I didn't come back here to just be Braun Strowman's tag team partner, to be in his shadow. I came here to be champ. I came here to provide for my family. I don't know if they're going to go that route, but that's what I thought. Simply just have him spear Braun Strowman. Do that Money in the Bank if you want to. Maybe he qualifies the Money in the Bank. I don't know, but just do it. Bobby Lashley needs some story, because they brought him back to attack Elias Sampson. And Elias is way more over than Bobby Lashley is. So him coming back and attacking Elias got him booed. Think about that. Bobby Lashley returned on the Raw after Mania. He got booed because he was attacking, or he was interrupting Elias. You want the returning guy who's going to be a face to get booed against the heel? You got to come up with a story for him, because they haven't done anything with with Bobby and Elias since. So they got to come up with a story for Bobby before he gets lost in the shuffle. You can't just, the whole he's back thing wears off like 2 nights after Mania. Okay? You need to come up with it. Especially when he's getting beat up in all these tag team matches, just so Braun Strowman can get the hot tag and win the match. Basically rendering Bobby Lashley useless. At least give him a fucking finisher. Give him a spear. The way he spears people and the way Roman Reigns spears people are completely different. Just give it to him. Just do it. Nike. After the Bobby Lashley video package and interview, we had Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens backstage, and Sami thinks there's a conspiracy against him and Kevin Owens. Everybody's against those two, but he needs Kevin Owens back for tonight in his triple threat qualifying match for the Money in the Bank match. And Kevin Owens is reluctant, and he says, "Yeah, but he it's like a dismissive, yeah, whatever, like yeah, whatever, shut up. I don't really want your back." You know what I'm talking about? Because at Backlash, Sami Zayn was trying to cop out. Sami Zayn was copping out on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was like, "What the fuck are you? What the hell are you doing? We got a match." And Sami Zayn was like, "I'm not gonna face those two. I'm not gonna face Braun Strowman." And he basically got Kevin Owens. Ass whooped by Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, because he was a punk. And Kevin Owens in the mind is like, "Bitch, you got me beat up on Sunday night. You didn't have my back, but now you want me to have your back because it's convenient for you? Yeah, all right, yeah. That's basically how the segment went. Basically. After this, we had Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable. And I didn't really pay attention to the match, to be honest with you. Whatever. So in my head, I was like, they should come out with a Chad Gable storyline, right? Where Chad Gable is actually Kurt Angle's real son. Like, we all know Jason Jordan is his real son, but let's be real. Chad Gable can be Kurt Angle's real son, right? And Jason Jordan, and it's revealed, Jason Jordan and Corey Graves were in cahoots to get Jason Jordan on Monday Night Raw, label him as Kurt Angle's son. That way, he can get all the privileges and all that come with Kurt Angle. Being his daddy, Kurt Angle gonna put him in all these high-profile matches, give him title opportunity after title opportunity. all that crap. But now that Jason Jordan has been out for a period of time, they come up with a story that Chad Gable is his real son. They find out or something like that, and it becomes true. Something like that. Mahal wins with the Colossus. He dominates the whole match basically. After the match, Jinder Mahal is celebrating on the turnbuckle, and Sunil Singh is in the ring, all up in Chad Gable's face, rubbing it in, and Chad Gable just like mushes him away, and Jinder Mahal was like, "You don't do that to my Singh brother," so that he beats his ass again, hoping that he impressed Kurt Angle. Kurt, are you watching? Kurt, are you watching? I don't think he was watching. If you go back to a segment that happened a little bit later on. After this, we had another couple of Money in the Bank iPhone video promos. Alexa Bliss and The Ascension. The Ascension was pretty funny because no. And Alexa Bliss, it came out yesterday, yesterday, that Alexa Bliss had a shoulder injury after Backlash. Like, she got it during her match with Nia Jax. And then she was in the iPhone video promo in which they have to use their arms to hold the iPhone or whichever camera that they use or phone that they're using. She was all dressed. She might have. I think she was using her left arm to hold the phone, so she could have been. It could have been her right shoulder that was injured, but in my head, I was like, I guess you're not injured after all. That's about it. I don't have anything else to say about that. I just know that if Alexa Bliss wins Money in the Bank, that might be just as worse as Roman Reigns winning Money in the Bank if he ever gets to the match. Because remember, the show with that match did not happen at this point. So we don't know if Roman Reigns got to that match or not. I'm just talking about speculation, pure speculation. You know what I'm talking about? After this Alexa Bliss Ascension promo shit, we had Zack Ryder backstage with Kurt Angle. He wants a qualifying match. Everybody wants a qualifying match, but we got a whole bunch of scrubs that's doing it. Gold doesn't want a qualifying match, you're not getting to that match. Zack Ryder wants a qualifying match, you're not getting to that match. So this ends with Jim Mahal coming in and interrupting, and he was like, I want to be added to that three-way. Roman Reigns does not deserve to be in that match. I deserve to be in that match. I just beat Chad Gable convincingly. So don't even remove Roman Reigns from the match. Just put me in it. But then Kurt was like, whoa. No way, bro. And then Zack Ryder was like, ha. And then Jinder Mahal walks away. After this, Slater and Rhino versus Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. And let's be real. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, other than Seth Rollins and maybe Ruby Riott. Yeah. And Ruby Riott, and maybe Elias, but mostly Ruby Riott. They've been Drew and Dolph have been the best thing about Monday Night Raw since Raw after Mania and since the Superstar Shakeup. Period. Other than Seth. Seth's been the best. Obviously, Seth has been the best. And then you have to give it to like Ruby and Drew and Dolph. Their chemistry is on point. And that Claymore Zigzag tag team finisher is like my favorite tag team finisher. That shit is like you can't guard against it. You know what I'm talking about? Because you got a big ass boot coming to your face while you got somebody trying to drag you down from behind. What the he's horse collaring you. In the NFL, a horse collar is illegal. That's like a 15-yard penalty, dog. And he doing that to you in the middle of a ring while somebody big ass foot is coming in your face. You can't guard against that shit. You can't guard against that shit. You better hold on to that football. Your ass going out the game, dog. Period. Point blank. And this whole time, they beat, you knew it was going to happen. They beat Slater and Rhino easily. And I'm just thinking this whole time, this whole match, like, these two should be Raw tag team champions. Not Hardy and Wyatt. And I'll talk about Hardy and Wyatt a little bit later. But these two should be tag team champions on Monday Night Raw. Not Hardy and Wyatt. And I'll talk about that later. But after this, we had Elias. He's going to perform before his match with Bobby Roode. And similar to a lot of things that I just don't care about. I don't care about Bobby Roode right now. So I was thinking to myself, Elias needs either a gold. He either needs championship around his waist, or he needs to be in a title feud. He ain't going to be in a Universal title feud. And he might win Money in the Bank. He might not. But him and Seth Rollins need a feud ASAP. Because it gives Elias something meaningful. A feud against Bobby Roode is nothing, especially when Bobby has won like every match. So he needs a feud against Seth Rollins for the IC title ASAP. And this whole match with Elias versus Bobby Roode was just about Elias wanting to punish Bobby Roode for all the shit that he's done. Like on Backlash, the New Day interrupted him. Then Rusev Day interrupted him. Then Noah Jose and Titus Worldwide and Conga Line interrupted him. And Bobby Roode ended up interrupting him. And then he gave him the glorious DDT. But this whole feud has been building for a couple weeks. They've had match after match. Roode has won like all the matches. Tonight was no different. Elias just wants to punish Bobby Roode. He just wants to beat his ass. But at a certain point, it was the "Let's Go Yankees, Let's Go Mets" chant. So obviously, we know where the crowd was feeling. We know what the crowd interest level for this match was. A couple weeks ago, Elias removed the turnbuckle strap, and he threw Bobby Roode into it, and I think it was the match was thrown out or some shit like that, and Bobby Roode was like, oh. And they tried to circle back around to that. Elias removed the little strap covering. He was gonna throw Bobby Roode into it, but Bobby Roode countered. Obviously, it wasn't gonna end that way. Glorious DDT. Long story short, glorious DDT. Bobby Roode won. He shouldn't have won, but he won. I hope this feud is over with. Bobby Roode needs to turn heel. After the match, Bobby Roode did another interview. He hopes that he can press Kurt Angle. He hopes that he can get a qualifying match for the Money in the Bank. And it's plainly obvious. Bobby Roode is nothing more than the catchphrase. Apparently, Vince McMahon thinks that Glorious is over and Bobby Roode isn't. And apparently, he never looked at NXT. Because Bobby Roode as a heel, with the whole Glorious moniker, was truly glorious. Him being just a babyface, saying glorious all the time, that's not Gucci, okay? That's not glorious. But what do I know? I've only been watching the product since I was fucking born. It's okay. After this, we had a Seth Rollins promo. He's talking about he wants to be everything that The Miz was not. The Miz taught him what not to be. He wants to be a fighting champion. So he's instituting an open challenge right here, right now. And I know about y'all, but I definitely was thinking, is Dean Ambrose coming back right now? That'd be one hell of a way to kick off a little feud with them. Dean Ambrose coming back. Or maybe it's going to be somebody cool. Somebody cool. We don't know. And it was Mojo Rawley. And I tweeted out a GIF of somebody laughing hysterically. Then Mojo Rawley came out. And Mojo was like, listen here, playboy. Listen here, playboy. And they're in Long Island. So obviously they're all going to cheer for Zack Ryder. We want Ryder. And Mojo had a nice little comeback. He was like, I beat up they little whole boy Zack Ryder or some shit like that, right? He was like, listen here, playboy. Monday Night Raw will no longer be called Monday Night Rollins. From now on, once I beat you for the Intercontinental Championship, Monday Night Raw will be called Monday Night Rawley. Yeah, playboy. I just spit. Yeah, playboy. And look, Seth Rollins, in my estimation, is now the best wrestler in the entire WWE. He surpassed AJ Styles. He's had better matches than AJ Styles for like the last 6 months. They Gauntlet match is better than. We'll see. AJ Styles has had that terrible Sami Man, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn shit. While Seth is over here killing ass. Kicking ass, not killing it. But you know what I mean. Seth Rollins made Mojo Rawley look great. There was a point in which you thought, a couple of times, you thought Mojo Rawley might pull this off. He might pull this off. Like, but that's what's so great about Seth. He's so good at making you believe one thing is gonna happen when we all know it wasn't. Seth ends up winning with that ripcord revolution-y shit that leads into the curb stomp. But Mojo showed a lot of intensity, a lot of aggression. Something that I was like, you know what? Give me a month-long feud between Seth and Mojo. Give me a month-long feud, and I can 100% see Mojo in that upper echelon, mid-card, lower tier main event level. I can see it. Just because Seth Rollins is that good that he can make you. He doesn't break people. He makes people. That's just me. But Seth wins with that ripcord knee that transitions into the curb stomp. Then we had a Finn Balor promo iPhone video. He enjoys overcoming the odds. Yada, yada, yada. Same old babyface Finn. Then we had the Miztourage versus Hardy and Wyatt. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, a.k.a. the leaders of worlds. I don't like Hardy and Wyatt. They do nothing for me. They do absolutely nothing for me. But the only thing that is good about Hardy and Wyatt, in my opinion, is Corey Graves on commentary. Like, because Corey Graves and Michael Cole. Because Michael Cole shits on the entire thing. He shits on everything to do with Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt at the moment. And Corey Graves is like, he's like fanfic. Like he's knee deep in this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Elbows deep. Like he's all into it. So he just getting on Michael Cole. And it's entertaining. But that's like the only entertaining thing about Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. But they went against the Miztourage, so you know who's gonna win there. The leaders of worlds. They win with the it's like a double Sister Abigail now. I guess that's gonna be their new finisher. It's like a double Sister Abigail. And the best comparison that I can make for Hardy and Wyatt are the Heath Slater and Rhino of 2018. Like, you remember when the brand split initially happened, and Heath Slater was really hot, and he got kids and all that crap, and he was over, but they were a comedy act, but they were over, and they put the belts on them and everything, and it was a cool visual, cool idea, and then it just went to shit, right? Insert Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt. A goofy little shit. You can't take it seriously. Heath Slater and Rhino of 2018. After this, we had Natalya and Baron Corbin iPhone videos for Money in the Bank. I don't care about either one of these people, so whatever. Which led directly into the main event of the evening. Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. And it was pretty obvious. This crowd was going to shit all over Roman Reigns. So, at one point, Roman Reigns, like, he ends up knocking both Sami and Finn Balor out to the match. And on opposite sides of the ring. And Finn and Sami kind of looking at each other like, should we double team this mofo? And the crowd was like, yeah, do it. So Finn Balor and Sami Zayn, they ended up beating the shit out of Roman Reigns, and the crowd was just eating it up. They were cheering all of it. They end up fighting out through the crowd. They go to allow like the tech areas, all the computers and shit, all the shit that is already roped off and crap. They end up fighting over there. It was like a little barricade too. Sami Zayn does a haluva kick to Roman Reigns, knocking him over into the area, and then Finn Balor gets up on the barricade, little looking thing, and he does the coup de grace. I thought it was pretty good. Cause initially in my head I was like, they just taking him out the match so he could come back against the odds again and win the match. That's what I was thinking. Which is kind of what happened. So they knock him out the match for a good little bit. They go at it. They transition back towards the ring area. They fight on the outside for a little bit, and Reigns, out of nowhere, just flies over the fucking barricade. And he hits Sami Zayn. No, wait. Yeah. He flies over the barricade and hits Sami Zayn, knocking him out the way a little bit. I'm just like, what the hell was this? That shit, it was kind of cool, but I was like, no. So they all transition back into the ring. Sami, I have it written down here because it was a pretty cool sequence. I want to get this right. Sami, he tried to go for the haluva kick to Finn Balor in the corner, right? But Reigns comes out of nowhere and hits him with a Superman punch. He's like, not today. Bow. You know, because he's Roman Reigns, so he can do that like that. And he hits him with a Superman punch, and he reverses from the coup de grace. Like he hits Sami with the Superman punch, but he at one point Finn is going for the coup de grace on Roman, but he reverses it. Reigns is setting up the spear to, who was it? He was setting up the spear to Sami, but out of nowhere, Jinder trips him. Like, he doesn't trip him, he like pulls his leg. And then that leaves Sami Zayn hitting Roman Reigns with the haluva kick. And then Finn Balor does his whole little missile drop kick into the turnbuckle thing, and then coup de grace to Sami Zayn. Finn Balor is the winner. I thought it was a pretty cool sequence. So obviously, Jinder Mahal versus Roman Reigns is gonna be a promo. Not a promo, a program. And look, they Vince McMahon is all in on making Jinder Mahal big shits. So having a program with Roman Reigns is guaranteed to make him big shits. Now, Roman Reigns is supposed to be the heel in this situation. Guess what? He ain't gonna be the heel in this situation. They gonna cheer the shit out of Jinder Mahal. They will cheer the I tweeted this. Jinder Mahal is the biggest face of 2018 because of that. Because of what he did on Monday Night Raw. Simply distracting Roman Reigns, causing him a match to qualify into the Money in the Bank. Hey man, every negative thing I ever said about you, Jinder Mahal, I apologize. Anything negative anybody else said, I apologize on their behalf. You are what you said you are. The modern day Maharaja. You are who we thought you were. Well, yeah. But listen, man, I apologize for anything I ever said to Jinder Mahal. Y'all should too. It was a decent episode of Monday Night Raw. With some ups, some downs. But hey, it was better than Backlash. And that's all we can ask for. That's all we asked for. Well, we could ask for a Roman Reigns heel turn. Because him being a face ain't really working. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, you're welcome. Make sure you make Sweet Passion Love to the like button. And press that subscribe button. Woohoo! Comment down below what you like, what you didn't like, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear. Any ideas or suggestions, they're all welcome. Ask me questions if you like. And until next time, bye.